Shivering Timbers is a massive CCI wooden roller coaster located at Michigan's Adventure in Muskegon, Michigan. Since it opened in 1998, it has been considered one of the best wooden roller coasters in the world, as well as just one of the best roller coasters in the world in general. With its endless airtime hills, this coaster looks like a wooden hypercoaster. Although, its stats may surprise you. We have a height of 122 feet, a max of 57 miles per hour, and a track length of 5,383 feet of track. Those stats aren't that impressive, but man, do not underestimate it. The length of the ride rivals rides like Steel Vengeance. Shivering Timbers definitely feels long enough, and never left me wanting more, which is a consistent thing I've noticed in all of my top coasters. They all have a sufficient length. However, where Shivering Timbers is different from my other top coasters is that the whole layout is just airtime hill after airtime hill after airtime hill. There aren't any inversions or quick transitions, it's just a sea of airtime, which is definitely my kind of attraction. The ride is located on the right side of the park by Wolverine Wildcat, the park's Din Corporation wooden coaster. You will see the iconic Shivering Timber sign as you enter the queue. As far as the station goes, it's nothing special. This ride isn't really themed to anything other than it being a wooden roller coaster. The coaster runs PTC trains that are 6 cars long, with 2 rows of 2, allowing for 24 riders per train. The ride runs 2 trains and operations are fairly decent. If there's a line, it'll move pretty quickly. This ride will end up getting a line after the water park closes, because everyone will hit this ride before they leave the park for the day. So while the water park's open, it usually doesn't have that long of a line. For the ride experience, the train exits the station and makes a turn to the left, which goes under the ride's brake run. The train then begins its ascent up the coaster's 122-foot lift hill. As you crest the top of the lift hill, the train begins to descend down the drop. It's only a 53-degree drop, so it's not crazy steep, but in the back row, you will get some surprisingly awesome airtime. After the first drop, you hit a 100-foot tall airtime hill, which provides some strong floater airtime. After that, the ride hits a second 95-foot tall airtime hill, giving even better airtime than the hill before. Then, the ride hits its first lower to the ground speed hill, providing a long dose of floater airtime. The ride then hits one more big airtime hill before beginning the turnaround. The turnaround consists of an awesome double up that begins to curve to the right as it descends back down. The train keeps turning and rises up into a section of straight track. This is really the only moment on the ride that gives you a second to breathe. But afterwards, it's right back into it. The drop-off turns slightly to the left, giving some amazing lateral forces as well as some awesome airtime in the back row. The return trip consists of a ton of airtime hills, including double ups and double downs. It's non-stop action as you weave in and out of the ride's wooden structure. There are a few good head choppers on the return trip as well, and some awesome positives in the valleys. I will say some of the valleys are a bit rough, but I didn't think it was ever too much or too uncomfortable. The ride's finale is a barely banked helix that leads to the final brake run. You'll get some awesome laterals here, which is a nice change of pace from the airtime-filled layout. In the end, this is one of the most unhinged wooden roller coasters I've ever seen or ridden. Not just because of how good the ride is, but it's also just a very intimidating ride to look at and stand next to. It's just wooden hill after wooden hill, and it seems like it will never end. I always heard great things about Shivering Timbers, yet it somehow still managed to exceed my expectations. It's in my top 10 coasters for a reason, and I highly suggest making a trip out here just for this attraction alone. It's a bucket list worthy roller coaster for sure. So let me know, have you guys ridden Shivering Timbers before? And if so, do you agree with what I said? Let me know down in the comments. As always, thank you for watching this review. Remember to like and subscribe if you enjoy roller coaster and theme park content, and I'll see you guys next time. If you'd like to support the channel even more, become a member and receive numerous benefits, such as watching all my videos the day before they release, access to my monthly top 25 coaster list, member shoutouts, and more. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you guys next time.